So, hi everyone, let me just introduce myself. So, my name is Amar. I'm part of Netminion. I have total 10 plus of year of experience, and I have experience on the cyber security, network security, and information security. So, in this particular demo, I would talk about the cyber security. And in cyber security, I'm just going to show you some demo as well. I mean, some live example how we can discover the network and how we can discover the vulnerability. So basically, if I talk about the cyber security, what is cyber security? So cyber security is going to include all the practice and technology that keeps computer and electronic data secure. So in the cyber security, you are going to learn that how you can secure your data. So here, not only you are going to learn about network security, you are going to learn about any kind of security that is required to protect the data. Okay, so let's say your data is stored on some drive, okay, and you just want to protect that. So here we are going to learn all the practice that we have to use network security, we have to use system security. Okay, so we are going to learn everything about the cyber security that is required to protect our data. Okay, so if you just want to protect, in the cyber security, you are going to learn that how to protect yourself from a cyber attack. So there are different type of cyber attacks, okay, happening. Maybe it is DOS attack, maybe this is a spoofing attack, man in the middle attack. So here in the cyber security, you would know that what all the different type of attack and what is the countermeasures for those attacks. That's you are going to learn over here. Okay, so here you are going to understand that how to protect yourself against the hacker or different malware programs, including viruses, etc. So moving to next, I would talk about the hacking and cracking. So if I talk about the hacker, so what is a hacking basically? So hacking is to gain unauthorized access to someone's computer. Okay, so in this one, if I talk about the difference between hacker and cracker, so hacker is a technically skilled professional. So they scan for the vulnerability, and if there is any gaps in the system security, network architecture, or permissions, okay, so they are going to scan those vulnerability and gaps. Also, they doesn't have any malicious intent for the hacker. Okay, and if I talk about the hacking is done for the productive causes. So you know the we have a white hat hacker, they used to do this kind of things. So we have a cracker as well. So cracker is, again, they are technically skilled person, and they scan the network for the vulnerabilities. Okay, and they uh, not only scan the server for the vulnerability, they have the intention for they have malicious intention. They could have they could have motivated for financial gain, or maybe they are state sponsor. So they would be cracking your network system or data, and to make a significant damage. Okay, sometimes they would be doing for fun, sometimes they would be doing for financially motivated for money. So that's a basic difference between hacker and cracker. We have, if we talk about the hacker further, if we distinguish hacker, so we have black hat hacker, we have gray hat hacker, we have white hat hacker. So here I'm talking about the uh, white hat hacker, and on this part I'm talking about the black hat hacker. So they are basically cracker. Now, if I talk about the ethical hacking, what is the ethical hacking? So ethical hacker is a skilled professional who hacks into the system or network to scan the pitfalls and to understand the probable targets for the cracker who can exploit the network. Okay, so you know that in there are so many company which is sponsoring bug bounty program. So they offer the hacker to hack their system, okay, or to find the vulnerability on their system, and for that they would be awarding them by paying some money. Okay, so like Google, Microsoft, all these company are offering bug bounty programs. So basically ethical hacker do that. Okay. So they don't have any malicious intention, right? But to identify gap and notify the specific organizations. Importance of ethical hacking. So it is going to help to maintain privacy and full control. Okay. And also it is finding the system flaw by avoiding leaking sensitive information to the cracker. So if you search in the Google and if you found that top 10 bug bounty hunting, you would be able to find some of the hacker group who done that. And since computer are accessible to more and more people, so ethical hacking is going to help to maintain the strength of computer security, and they would be appointed or esteemed by government or multinational organizations. Now moving to next, hacker's skill. So if you want to be a hacker or ethical hacker, so what the skills here required? So you need to understand a protocol like HTTP, HTTPS, these kind of protocol. Basically web technology you need to understand. You need to understand the authentication techniques. So we need to understand what is a local authentication, what is a remote authentication, LDAP authentication, radius authentication. Those authentication technique you need to understand. Also, you need to understand the firewall architecture, how firewall works, how port whitelisting done on the firewall, port or application whitelisting done on the firewall. And also you need to understand network architecture, that how network is going to be designed. Okay. So like we have a 3-tier network model that we need to understand. We have a leaf and spine switches network model that we need to understand. Okay, we have SD-WAN, we have a SDN, we have a traditional network. So all the network architecture we need to understand. And also you need to understand the web server configuration, how the web server is configured. So there are different type of web server that is installed in the organization. Like we have IIS, Internet Information Services, we have Apache, we have a Tomcat. So all the web server configuration we need to understand. Also, we should have a understanding of the web application is structure. So client server architecture we need to understand in the web application. And also we need to understand the database setup and the client server architecture of the database. Also, we have to have the understanding of HTML, JavaScript, Python, Ruby, etc., and shell scripting, and many more. Okay, so as much as you have the understanding of the computer technology, so the probable chance are a lot to become the ethical hacker. Now, if I talk about the hacking tool, so we have a different type of hacking tool. We have a vulnerability scanner, which is basically you can do the hacking using a tool, or you can do the hacking using manual. So if you are doing a manual hacking, that means each and every script you are running, each and every command you are running manually, so it may be time taking. Okay, so for that we have a tool available which is going to help the hacker or ethical hacker to identify the vulnerability, to crack the password, to capture the packet which is moving through the network, or to understand the web vulnerability, etc. So we have the different type of tool. We have vulnerability scanner. This is going to scan the vulnerability either on the network, or either on the application, or server or client machine. So using this vulnerability scanner, you can scan for the vulnerability. We have password cracking tools. So maybe there is a password installed on the system. Okay, maybe server, client machine, or routers, etc. So if you want to crack their password, so we have a password cracking tools available. We have a packet sniffer, which is going to capture the packet. So Wireshark is one of the example of that. We have a web scanner. So Acunetics is an example of that. That what is the web vulnerability? Using that, you can identify the vulnerability. So they are going to help you that which technology is used to web development. Okay, and according to that, you can plan for hacking. Now, if I talk about the hacking phases, so hacking phases happen on the 5 phases. So in first phase, you are going to do reconnaissance. In reconnaissance, you are going to identify that what is the target, and on about that target, you are going to gain, as much as information from the public domain. So for example, let's say you are going to target any particular website. So about that website, you are going to, you know, get the information that whether this particular website hack in the past, if it is hack in the past, that what are the mechanism has been used for the hacking. So all those reconnaissance you are going to do. So basically here you are going to do information gathering. You are gathering the information about the website or about the target. After that, you would be doing active scanning. That means earlier you were getting the information from the public network, like who is the lookup, etc. Now you are going to scan the website. So maybe you are going to clone the website, or you are going to run the scanning, web scanning on the website, that you are going to send the scanning probe on the website, etc. So this is active scanning. Once you scan, you would try to gain the access by sending the exploit. So here you are exploiting those vulnerability. In the scanning, you would be able to identify what is the vulnerability, and based on the vulnerability, you are going to exploit the vulnerability using this gaining access mechanism. And once you gain the access, you would try to maintain the access. So maybe here you are creating the backdoor. Why backdoor? Because when next time you just want to access that website, okay, so you don't need to follow all these things again. You just exploit that using a backdoor. So this is helpful to the maintain the access. And finally, you are going to cover the track. Here you are going to delete all the logs which would be showing that their website is hacked. So you would be clearing your footprint. Right. So these are the hacking phases, basically is used to hack any particular target, and that mostly attacker is going to use this sequence. Any questions so far?
Question is about those things like web scripting and those things, like network engineer like me does not have knowledge about that. So what about that? Like shell scripting or JavaScript, Python, Ruby.
Yeah. So I think this is, if you don't have a knowledge, that's fine. We are going to help you that you can use more and more tool to do all these kind of ethical hacking. However, if you want to be expert, I mean, uh, if you achieve your 100% is ethical hacking skills, so by the time being you have to develop that. But right now we would be able to help with the you know a kind of we will use some automatic tool, okay, that you can use them. And in
Mhm.
that tool, a basic tweaking you can do, but not advanced. For advanced, you have to go for the shell scripting.
So I need to learn all those things,
Correct.
Ruby, Python, Java, shell scripting, right?
Yeah, correct. So that for the advanced one, if you go for the advanced one, then you have to do that.
Yeah,
For the
because I
basic one,
have
you can.
already in network, let's say I am very well aware about routing, switching, Cisco SA, Palo Alto,
Okay.
uh, checkpoint even. So if I will go to cybersecurity, then I believe I need to go to advanced level only. Basic level will not help because whatever I will learn for money. So
Yeah,
what
that
I'm earning right now, I don't think basic level of cybersecurity will give me more than what I'm earning now.
that's correct. So you have to develop that skill. So if you want to go for the advanced one, you have to develop that skill, and we will help able to help on that. We have other courses available. For example, if you want to learn Java, HTML, or Python, so you can go for that as well, including shell scripting.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm moving to next. If I talk about the cybersecurity certification, so there are so many vendors in cybersecurity world. They are offering their certification. So we have one of the known vendor is CompTIA. They have a Security Plus certification. Another vendor is a EC Councils. They are offering their certification like CS. is one of the basic certification from them. Okay, that is known as a certified ethical hacker. You can go for LPTA as well. That's the topmost certification from the EC Council, License Penetration Testing. So there is another vendor, CISM is available, CISSP is available. So they are sorry, CISM is offered by the ISACA, and CISSP is offered by the ISC square. So there are different type of certification is available. Okay, so it's a depend that for which certification you just want to prepare for that. For example, if you go for CES, this is purely here you are going to learn how to hack the system, okay, in the CEH. Or in a security plus, you are going to understand a basic understanding of cyber security, where you are going to learn that how to do the hacking, okay. Or here you are going to understand the hacking terminology, like man in the middle attack, DDoS attack, network spoofing, a kind of things you are going to understand over here. But if I talk about the CISM, here you are going to understand, this is basically for the management people who just want to be, cyber security kind of manager. So they can go for CISM or CISSP. So here you are not going to hack anything, but you are going to understand that what is the hacking, what is the security, how to develop the policy for the security, okay, what all the policy would be helpful to secure your organization. Basically, each organization is driven by the cyber security policy, right? So here you are going to understand the what is the cyber security policy if the hacking is happen, or so what kind of SLA you have to um, maintain, okay. So all those hacking terminology and their security services you are going to learn in these certifications. So these are the certification that you can prepare for, okay. For these certification like CISM and CISSP certification, you should have a 5-year experience in the cyber security. But for CEH or security plus, you can go for without any experience. Right. So that's about the cyber security certification. You can go for any certification. We are offering any certification. Uh, you know, you can opt any particular course. We are also offering a basic course, basic and this kind of course. This is a customized, this is not from any vendor. So if you want to go for vendor specific course, you can register for the security plus CH or CISM CISSP. But in this particular course, which is a custom design course, you are going to learn all these things. You are going to learn introduction to the cyber security, what is the cyber security and the fundamental of cyber security. You are going to learn threat actors, okay, attacks and mitigation. So here you are going to understand what are the threats, okay, what are the technology which is vulnerable, okay, can act as a threat actor, what all the attacks can happen and what is their mitigation. You are going to also understand security policies and procedure, okay. And also you are going to understand cybersecurity mitigation methods. So there are different method you can follow for the cybersecurity mitigations. So here you are going to understand like cybersecurity model you are going to understand over here. And further you are going to understand the secure architecture, how to design a secure architecture and what is the standard secure architecture. And also you are going to learn about the wireless network and penetration testing for the wireless network over here. And then you are going to understand network security controls. You would be understanding the cloud virtualization and BYOD devices. Bring your own devices security you are going to understand, and you are going to understand the IoT security as well. Then you would be doing a security testing, okay, for on-premises and for cloud networks. Okay, so you are going to here do the penetration testing and load testing, etc. And then you would be understanding the information security governance model, that how information security is being governed. So let's say there is any organization. So how the security of that organization is being governance. So you would be understanding over here. So we will talk about the policy, procedure, standards, etc. And then we will talk about the risk management information, how you can manage the risk, how you can secure the program, how you can secure the uh, you know developing of incident management and response system, how you can do that. Basically here you are going to understand SIEM tools, and then we will talk about the digital forensic and business continuity and disaster recovery. So this is the course content that we would offer. Okay, this is not for any particular vendor. This is customized course content.
Uh, uh,
Okay.
uh, Please, I've got one question.
Yeah.
Just like just taking Amrish's point further. See, being a network engineer, yeah, what will help? Because I'm sure Amrish also likes configuration and stuff. Even I like. So I don't want to get into the management side of it, nor I want to get writing Excel sheets, the policy and stuff. So from a day-to-day perspective, if we go for any one of the course like CH, like I'm a CCIE in security. I've done many certifications in routing and switching etc. So I don't think so. CISSP nor CISM will be helping us. Will it be CH? And do you think it will fit into our domain?
Yeah.
What do you
So
think?
basically CES is going to fit in our domain. I would give the example that I was a part of, I mean,
From a day-to-day perspective, like from my day-to-day perspective, we troubleshoot VPNs, we configure VPNs, we troubleshoot routing issues, wireless issues, etc. But if we touch this domain, CH, what will be our day-to-day task? If you can give brief example on that, that'll be helpful. Thank you.
it depends that on which particular team you are. So if I talk about the CEH is purely about the ethical hacking, right? So here you are going to learn that how to hack a particular thing and what is the mitigation of that. So maybe in your existing one, let's say there is a vulnerability. I can take example like in every team we have a vulnerability management team which is going to raise the advisory that this is the vulnerability and this is the
The SOC
mitigation
team.
for them.
We-
Right. SOC
okay.
team, right? Same tool is managed by them. So all those things you are going to touch over here. Here you are going to analyze the attacks patterns. Okay, if you go for CH, so you would be better understanding that what is the attack, okay, and how to mitigate that. So all those things you are going to do. So further you can move to SOC or cyber defense team, a kind of team organization have. So you can move on that team and you can start analyzing all those attacks because you have
Okay.
already knowledge in the network and network security. So you would have a much better understanding when you are going to you know raise the advisory or when you are going to identify the attack. That would be you can do a much better way in that.
All right. So for CH, do you need to know what Amrish has raised the concern about Python and web scripting and
No,
etc. Or
for CH you don't need to know that. Okay.
okay,
So basically, for other, I can say that when you are doing going for deep penetration testing, okay, for that you need to do that. So if you are doing OSCP, okay, that is from offensive security. Uh, the company who developed the Kali Linux operating system. So if you are going for OSCP certification, for that you require those kind of skill. You need to Python, you need to different things. But in the CH, the EC Council offers a different tool for different type of attack to generate the attack and to prevent them. So they have a complete package in the course itself that you can use.
oh, okay,
So
got it.
if you want to go for, let's say you are on the network security, and if you want to go for further, uh, I would say further in a cyber security, so you can start from CES. That I have done because my experience was I had worked as a network administrator earlier. Then I went on the network engineer. Then,
Okay,
I worked on the firewall, then cloud, then information security like that. So I have completed that CH. I had started from the security plus CompTIA, security plus and CH. And then I went for the CISM and now I'm preparing for CISSP.
got it. Thank you.
Any other question? Okay. So this is a course content, and now I would talk about the live demo, that how it happens. So I would talk about the live demo. So this live demo for, I'm just giving the disclaimer. This is not to teach you hacking. Okay, this is used for the safe purpose only to understand that how the hacking happens and how you can mitigate with that. Okay, so for that I would be using this lab. So don't try this for the malicious purpose. Just try this for good purpose. Okay. However, I would just show you the how you can gain the information, not going to show you actual hacking in this particular demo. So let's say this is a Windows system which I just want to gain the access on this Windows system. I just want to know that what is the vulnerability available, what is the port available, and according that I just want to exploit the vulnerability. So I can use some tool. So basically there is a Kali Linux operating system, which this operating system is used for the penetration testing. So let me just go here. So this is the Kali Linux. This is used for penetration testing. Why, the ethical hacker or hacker prefer this Kali Linux? Because here you would be able to see a lot of tools regarding, regarding ethical hacking. So for example, if you want to do information gathering, here we have a tool for information gathering. All these information gathering we have. Okay, so single tool you can use for the information gathering. Vulnerability analysis, we have a different type of tool. For web application analysis, we have different type of tools. So here you would be able to see a lot of tools regarding penetration testing or hacking. So mostly pen tester is going to use this tool. Okay. So I'm going to show you that how you can do this penetration testing. So for example, if I just want to discover the network, so I can use net discover tool. So for example, let me show you in what is the IP of this Kali Linux is using ifconfig. I can see the IP of this Kali Linux. So let's say I just want to discover the same network. So if I just want to discover the same network, I need to run the command net. Sorry, sudo net discover, I believe. Hyphen range and network range. I just want to discuss 1.0/24. So using this command, you would be able to discover the network. Basically, this is nothing but this is a one of the tool to discover the network. So angry IP scanner you would see in the Windows system, and here you can see the net discover. So it is discovering the entire network. So using this, you can discover network. So right now I have started what? I have started active scanning to this particular network.
And what port does it use to scan the network?
Basically, it is sending a ping command to scan the network. ICMP command to scan the network. So it would be able to see that ARP and ICMP this is using. So this is not scanning for a particular port. For particular port scanning, we have to use another tool. We can use Nmap.
Okay.
First, we need to understand that what all the machine lives in our network, right? So once I would be able to find that particular machine. So these are the machine which is live in our network. So I'm going to use this one, 44 or 45 machines. So let me stop this. And I would use this machine to understand that what are the ports is available on this particular network. I mean, on this particular machine. Right. So for that, I can use the command sudo. Sudo stands for super user do. So I'm running this command as a root. So I would use another tool for scanning Nmap. So Nmap is network map tool, and this is used to discover the port, discover the vulnerability over the network. So it depends that what are the parameter you are going to use on this particular command to scan the port. So for example, I just want to know that what is the operating system of this machine. Okay, so I would use -a all -o operating system and -v verbose mode, and the port I just want to scan. Let's say I just want to scan, let's say 1000 port 12999, and the port -p I have to use over here. So I just want to scan all these port, okay, top thousands port for this particular machine. So I would select the machine name and I would try to discover that. Okay, so I would be able to see that what are the ports is available over here. What are the port is open for this particular machine. So you can see that these are the port has been open for this particular machine. TCP 443, 139, 445, 80, that all the port is open for this machine. That is discovered, and if you would be able to see that their operating system as well. So the operating system for this machine is Windows 7 Professional. That would be using Service Pack 1. Computer name is Suraj PC. NetBIOS. You can see the complete detail about that. So Nmap sent that probe to this system, and it would be able to know that all these details. SMB account, etc. So let's say I just want to know that for this particular vulnerability, I mean for this particular port, whether there is a vulnerability. So there are highly chances that for port number 443, sorry, for SMB port 445, there would be some vulnerability. Let's see. Do we have port number 445? Yes. So this port is open. So there are highly chances for this port, there should be vulnerability. So if there is a vulnerable SMB version 1 vulnerability, so I can exploit this very easily. So you know the SMB version vulnerability. Have you heard about this WannaCry attack, guys? WannaCry attack.
Yep.
So this basically WannaCry was using what? It was using SMB version 1. I mean, on this attack, SMB version 1 was used. Okay, so in SMB version 1, if there is a vulnerability, okay, which is known as a eternal blue vulnerability. So if there is a eternal blue vulnerability on this particular system, I could exploit that. Okay, so let's see if there is a vulnerability for this particular port, any vulnerability for this particular port. So I would scan for the vulnerability. Right now, what I have done the discovery of the port. So let's see if there is a vulnerability for this one. So for that, I would use the command nmap, sudo nmap, and then I would try to run the script that would be finding the SMB vulnerability. So in the nmap, there is a script which is known as a SMB vulnerability. So let's say I don't know that after SMB vulnerability, which script is going to work for the SMB one. So I would type this much SMB vulnerability, this much, and I would put the star. So it is going to run all the SMB related vulnerability script on this particular system, which I have just discovered on port number 445. So I need to define the port number as well. So I would define P, and here I would define port number 445. That is SMB port, and then target system. So target system was that XP machine. Sorry, what was 192.168.1.44, right? This was the machine. So I would run this. Here I need to type script SMB vulnerability. Sudo nmap script SMB vulnerability. Nmap is not found. Okay. The problem is I write wrong command. Nmap. Sorry for typo. So this is the command which is going to scan the vulnerability for 445 vulnerability on this XP machine. So if this is vulnerable, however, this is not showing the vulnerable. If this would vulnerable, then it should be showing that this is a vulnerable. Oh, anti-status object name not found. So probably this is showing that this is open, and there are chances that this system can be exploited. Okay, so let's see anti-status object name not found. This is showing for this particular vulnerability. So I would try to exploit this particular vulnerability on the XP machine without touching that. So what I would do, I would use meta exploit using MSF console. MSF console. Using this command, you can open the meta exploit, and you search for the vulnerability which I have open over here. Maybe I would try to use these vulnerability code, this one, MS10-61. Maybe let's try to use this MS10-061. So I can search the vulnerability for that. So I would run the command search, and then I can type MS10. So it would be searching for the exploit. Okay, so I find the vulnerability. Now I try to find the exploit. So MS10 I put over here. So it will try to find out all the exploit related to MS10. So I'm searching over here, and let's see if I would be able to find any exploit for the MS10. Let me just minimize this. So it is showing all the exploit related to MS10. I mean that particular vulnerability. So let's say I just want to use a particular exploit. Sorry, what was the exploit over here? Let me find a specific one. 061. So I would search a specific one, MS10 061. So there is a highly chances that exploit is going to work. So there is one of the exploit is available. This is the exploit I can use. Okay, and its rank is excellent. That means this can work, okay, in an impressive way. So I would try to use this one. So I have the option, I can run the command use, and then particular exploit I can use. If I put 0, so it is going to use 0. Otherwise, I can put this entire path if I don't know order. So I know the order, so I would use 0. And for this, I would see the options that what are the things I need to set, what are the parameter I need to set over here, so that I can exploit this particular, I can run this exploit. So there is a option, a command show options. So using this show options, you would be able to see that what all the things you can set. So you can say send the P name, that's a printer name basically. Okay, printer share name. You can say send the R host, and you can set this. So printer name, I'm saying no, there is no printer attached, but remote host I'm setting here. So you can run the command set R host, and here IP of your machine which you just want to target for exploit. So I set that, and now you can verify show options using these commands that the option is set. And if you try to exploit this, okay, so when you run the exploit command, so what this is going to do, this Kali Linux is going to send the exploit to this Windows machine, okay, and try to gain the shell of this Windows machine. Okay, so if this exploit works, okay, however, this is a public exploit, there is a very less chance to work on this Windows machine, but sometimes it's work. Okay, so it would try to exploit this Windows machine. So let's run this exploit and press enter. If everything goes well, I should be able to get the shell of that machine, but I'm not able to get because this particular exploit is not working. The server respond with the error status object name not found. Okay, so it is not able to exploit. Okay, if I would be able to exploit this, I should be able to get MetaTrader session. So that's the way I have told you that how you can discover the vulnerability, or how you can discover the network, then how you can discover the port and the vulnerability, and related to that vulnerability, how you can run the exploit using the meta exploit. So meta exploit is one of the tool where you would be able to see a lot of public exploit. Okay, but sometimes those exploit works and sometimes it doesn't work. So this meta exploit is from the Rapid7. So Rapid7 offers their paid version as well, and organization is using paid version of the Metasploit, and they used to run this vulnerability for the penetration testing. I mean, this script for the penetration testing. In our case, it's not work because not sure this is public exploit and it's not on that much label. Any questions so far? Anyone? Amrish or Abdul?
It's okay, clear for me.
Okay, so that's all I had for this particular demo session. Okay, so you guys can plan that what you want to do in this cybersecurity field, and accordingly you can go for the registration.